From Daily Waters, we're heading to Mataranka, home of Australia's first female pioneer, Jeannie Gunn, and author of the book We of the Never Never, which was later turned into a major Australian film.
No hot bath, I'm afraid. No bathroom.
No kitchen either.
This is the replica of the original building, which was on Elsie Cattle Station back in the 1900s when Jeannie and Aeneas Gunn were living there. And so the movie We of the Never Never was actually made in the early 80s. And so they built this as a replica of the original homestead. Elsie Station is owned by the Northern Land Council and run by the Indigenous, so it's actually blocked off to the public. You need permission to get onto there, so they moved the replica here so the tourists can still see it.
Right, so Jeannie Gunn, she's the author of We of the Never Never.
Yes.
And it was, what, about her life when she came out onto a station, a lone woman, so to speak?
Yes.
It would have been harsh.
It would have been really harsh. You know, like I know the wet season here, it is beautiful and everything's lush and green and you get the rains, but it's still so hot. And we have the air conditioning and the running water, so just imagine how hard it would have been for her and for the rest of them out here back then.
In 1901, Jeannie Gunn and her new husband arrived at Elsie Station, located on the banks of the Roper River and home to the original homestead. It's still a working cattle station managed by Max Corringe. We've had to unhitch the van and cross some rugged terrain to catch up with Max for a chat. Well, Max, thanks for having us out here. This is my first time on a working cattle station. How is it run?
Well, early in the year, when it dries up enough, you muster your cows, brand your calves, get your weaners off, turn them out and keep them watered and make sure they're still there when you muster next time.
So, was it in your blood to kind of get out here amongst it? Is it something you've always wanted to do, or...?
Something we've always wanted to do is see the territory and see how it works. We had the opportunity about 20 years ago, bloke offered the job, so we come up and we haven't got home yet.
Back at the Mataranka Tourist Resort, Baxter and his newfound friends are enjoying nature's answer to the perfect swimming pool.
Good in? Good on you, buddy.
Say cheese. Fantastic photo.
And capping off a fantastic day, we've made our way to the Territory Manor Motel and Caravan Park. Set in a beautiful garden environment, the park's peacocks are only too happy to put on a show.
Whoa, that's class.
But it's owner Daryl Martin who turns on a show of his own each and every day.
We got a couple of fish. We have got a couple of fish, haven't we? Welcome to our fish feeding. Now I've got about 7 barra in here and 1 turtle. There's a long-necked turtle down here. Okay, now what I'm going to feed them is pilchard, muley, sardine, whichever you like to call it. It's a southern bait fish and it comes out of a freezer. Now normally they won't eat anything unless it's alive. They're a full-blown predator, even though they don't have cut and sliced teeth like a shark or a barracuda. They've got a palate with like glass-type sandpapery teeth on the top and bottom. And so they mainly use impact to subdue what they're going to eat.
You want to go in, Baxter?
That fish will just spend 60% of their own leg. When they do, they hit it with such a belt that you can hear it 100 metres away. Because they're so fast, if you pull back, they'll try and kill your hand. And then they can take off skin and fingernails and stuff. And they're pretty good at it.
So you just leave your hand still and they'll just...
Yeah, you've got to be able to hold your hand still, which is pretty hard when you know that you can actually get a pretty good whack out of them. Oh!
When we come back, we tackle the imposing Catherine Gorge.